what have you found to be the most supportive for you in the community?
So much. I feel like, this is an area of my life that's so important to me. My soul work, I wouldn't be where I am today without it. I feel like it's my secret sauce. And my intuition has been what has guided this entire journey. I never expected to be here in, doing the work that I do today. But as I nurtured a connection with my intuition and with the energies around me, that journey was revealed and I was able to follow it. And there have been so many ups and downs, and I've been able to navigate them from such an empowered place. And so, what this community has been able to do for me is allow me to nurture that connection with myself, and spirit, and so that I can know that I'm following my path. And then all along the way, there's things to heal. Like the things come up and you find yourself in a situation that you think, oh, surely this wasn't part of the path, but it was. And there's also something good there for you if you can get to the root of it and extract the juice in that dark goddess energy. And I love the way you describe like the mystic energy and, just being fearless and looking those things in the eye and uncovering what they hold for you. And so, that it's allowed me to move through the world in that way. It's also given me so much new language and tools and examples. Janet, you're such an example of this. And so just putting more things in my toolbox and having new ways, and then connecting me with other women who speak this language too, because Lord knows the my inner circle of 15 years ago still today does not speak this language. And so I had to go out, and find it. But I feel deeply that when it comes to this work, we were never meant to do this work alone, and so there's a lot that we can uncover on our own, journaling and pulling cards and meditating and, and all of those things. But I feel like that journey only takes you so far because the universe wants you there with your tribe, so there's something there for you to access, especially with other women claiming this, other women on the journey. So there's just so much. And this community, I realize I'm going on this will be 3 years. It was in the summer of 2018. I joined, and it's like, just renew, because it feeds me in a way that I really, really, need and appreciate so much.
Thank you so much. I love what you shared. And I found that to be so true. And you really touched on like, yeah, sometimes there's stuff that needs to come up and be healed. And one of the things that occurred to me as you were saying that, or that crystallized maybe for me, is that the weekly activations and healings and hypnosis, like it can be, if like things can be cruising along just beautifully in your life, you could be in a place where you're like not really needing some of that deep work. So they kind of work on this level of like self-care. Right? They're like restorative and regenerative, and they like kind of scratch that itch of self-care. And then when you need them to go deep, it's like they can go as deep as you need them to. And so there's all sorts of like ways to work with them.
So I'll share a little bit. When I first joined in 2018, part of what kind of triggered that decision, because I've been dancing around you for a while, but part of what really said, no, I'm in, is I was having one of those moments where it was just really intense. My anxiety was constant. And I used your activations to fall asleep. I needed to rest because my waking was just like, my mind was going crazy. I remember I would play the activation and just fall asleep. And it soothed me and helped me get through. Can they not hear?
Oh, I don't know. Let's see. Can you all hear? Let me switch over to chat.
Oh, she can hear. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So, I needed, that in that time. And so, yeah, sometimes you use it in different ways.
Mhm.
But it's no matter how I'm feeling, even when I'm feeling, good, it's always been present. And I love that there's such a library.
Yeah.
Because I actually randomly I went back and I said, let me pull an old one, and see. And I found myself back in 2018, one that you did. It was like aligned heart-centered prosperity, where you used to do it with tarot cards. And
Yeah.
it was the Knight of Coins and the Lovers, and I was like, oh yes, we're doing that one. So it's really cool to see, where it's evolved to, and I love it so much.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that. And I love that you brought that up too about falling asleep, because I have had so many people tell me, like, they'll use it, they'll listen to it and fully receive it, and then they're like, and then I use it for sleeping for the rest of the week. Like literally, people are like,
Sometimes
you're like the best person to fall asleep to.
I do. Well, for a long time, that's all I ever did. I was like, I've never actually been awake for the end of the meditation. And then I finally said, well, let me see what happens when I'm awake through the whole thing.
Yeah, I love it. And again, that kind of speaks to how you can receive it in different ways, right? It can be more passive and it can be more active. It will still work its magic.
I have to say though, there is something like, now that I use it more actively,
Mhm.
the visualizations that you bring are so powerful. And
Mm.
I have had some of the biggest breakthroughs, um, and communicating with, grandmothers who have passed, and receiving messages from my ancestors. And it's just this crystallization of maybe events that are going on around me, or things that are ahead
Mm.
for me to see, that I know I wouldn't have gotten so much if I was asleep. So I do encourage you to stay awake, and at least once, and really take in, because your visualizations are so gorgeous, and they just
Mhm.
reveal, there's just so much swimming subconsciously, that, that just, as soon as you have the right prompt, it comes forward so easily. And so, yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much.
Hmm.
And thank you so much for coming on and talking with
Of
everyone and
course. Thank
sharing
you for
this.
the invitation. And this, yeah, all of it was amazing.
Awesome. I love it. And just a little FYI too, like Stephanie is going to be teaching our masterclass in this upcoming month.
That's right.
And I am so excited because you all may have noticed from the way she spoke, like she has such clarity and focus. And Stephanie, to me, you have a lot of that warrior goddess energy. And so she's
And the lover too, though.
You are totally a lover. Oh my God. And she's a mermaid. Yeah. So you're like warrior lover combination, like really powerful. And she's yeah, I'm so excited. So excited. So all right. Thank you so much, Stephanie.